Okay guys, if you get to a situation where your AutoCAD file goes a wee bit strange and you can't see the cursor on the screen, but you can see it in kind of menus above and below, I can't replicate that. It's something that happens infrequently, but usually when you don't want it to. But if that happens, so let's say I'm inside my actual drawing, then you should still be able to type in commands. So, rather than, relinquish any work that you've just done, type in the command save as. Let me just see. Okay, I'm going to put dine mode on the way most of you kind of still keep it on. Okay, so just type in the command save as, okay, and save your file to somewhere, give it a different name. So I'm going to call it drawing X or something like that. Okay, now what I'm going to do is then close AutoCAD. So to do that, it's Control-Alt-Delete, Task Manager, wait for AutoCAD to show up. Okay, right click it, End Task. Okay, that'll knock AutoCAD off. Okay, now I'm hoping I'm kind of screen recording here, so I'm hoping it's still recording. I think it is. Okay, so what you do is then run AutoCAD again. If you're in the CAD suite, you can run it from Cloud Paging Player. Okay, but I've just got to double click the icon again. Okay, so this next demo is actually with a file that has caused problems. So this is Messia's file for the Belfast Lyric Theatre. Okay, so you start with a new file. Okay, and then if you want to switch off the hardware acceleration, so remember this is graphics config command. Okay, switch off your hardware acceleration. If it's sitting like this, switch it off and OK. Okay, then insert blocks from libraries. Okay, we need to browse for the file. So this is actually going to be Messia's file. So it's in my downloads here, Lyric Foyer model, and open. So it's not big. It's only 507K, but something's upset AutoCAD and it's just gone weird. Okay, but we don't want to lose any work. So open that. Wait for the icons to show up. So this is the one we're interested in. So this means there was a copy and paste at some point of something. Not that that's that important. Okay, so you switch off insertion point so that this is going to end up in the same place it was before. Okay, you notice it's black. It's still kind of not happy. So you right click it, insert and explode. Okay, then close this. Double click your middle mouse button and there's the drawing. Okay, now this particular one, this start file had a lot of photographs attached to it. Okay, so we'll get rid of those first. Then now we've got to this stage, you kind of understand the shape of things. You can look at the photos separately anyway. So the command is image, that shortens to IM, enter. Go away WhatsApp. So you see here there's a lot of images attached to this one. We don't need any of them now. So make sure the first one's highlighted. Scroll down, hold shift. Try that again. Now, bottom one's highlighted. Take the top one, so they're all selected. Right click over one of them and detach. There we go. I added the sound effects there. Close that. Okay, then let's save this as. Save as again. Okay, and fairly safe to save over the original name. Okay, because it's not open at the moment because we brought it into this drawing. So I'm going to find Messia's original file. Okay, I don't think start's the right one to use. I think we'll change the name to midway. Let's use capitals, midway, and save. Okay, now let's have a look at the layers situation here. Okay, I've got a couple of things switched off, that's okay, but photos is one that we could get rid of. Okay, so I'm going to thaw that, make that current. Okay, and what we want to do is delete all these words and symbols. So remember how you switch off all the other layers? Actually, you can isolate. Get into the habit of using isolate, actually. So we've got isolate here. Okay, click that one. Okay, enter. So that just gets rid of all the others temporarily. So we can delete all those items. No need for those. Get rid of this. Okay, and then we want to unisolate. So that just brings all the rest of them back. Okay, save again. And now purge. And this will get rid of any rubbish in the file. So purge. So there's there's stuff here that could go. Got a few layers and things. Blocks. So that's the block that was showing up in the insert. So it's purge all checked items, close, save again. Okay, so the important thing is that you start with an empty file, switch off the graphics config, switch off the hardware acceleration. Okay, insert the problem drawing into the empty file. Okay, make sure it's exploded. Do the cleanup. Do any cleanups you need. Get rid of images. Get rid of any layers that are no use. The more stuff that's in the file, the more it has to think about. But this seems to be, fairly happy now. Okay, even with graphics config switched off, and just check it with a shade here. Okay, so Missy's making good progress. We've got quite a few staircases to model yet. Ooh, they're the tricky bits. Okay, I'm going to leave it in a 2D wireframe view. The more you can work in 2D wireframe, the better. It is safer. It puts less strain on the machine. Okay, so we'll save that, and I will send that back to Missy. So that's a way of getting over problems when things go a bit wrong and you can't see your model. Your model just disappears, and the mouse seems to only work top of the screen and bottom of the screen and not in the middle. Okay, hopefully that'll get you out of any pickles that you encounter. Cheers.